Hey again, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. If you're new to my channel, I grow cut flowers in Zone 5A in Northwest Iowa. Today's video is on a couple different topics. The first one, which will be throughout this video, I'm going to give you a couple updates on some of the seeds that I've started on particular varieties. But first I have an unboxing I want to do, and I'm really excited about this product. So I was sent this kitchen composter. It's called a Nano, and it's a brand new product that's coming out, I think the day that you're actually going to see this video or the next day. I will link all the information down below. But like a lot of you gardeners, I am sure that you like to compost things, and then you can, turn your own compost into great fertilizer that you use out in your gardens. We do that. I have a tube-in compost system, and actually last fall, some of it was finally ready, and I spread it over my entire vegetable garden at home. And so I hope to really help the soil health of that raised bed garden. But this product, supposedly, it's a kitchen composter. You can put it right on your counter. You put your fresh food, used kitchen scraps in this composter, and supposedly you run it in a couple hours. You have broken down food that you can go use right away in your garden for fertilizer. So I just wanted to unbox this with you guys and show you how this works, because it might be something that you guys are really interested in. If you have a compost bin at home, you know that it takes quite a long time, like months, to develop actual usable compost. So that's what really interested me about this. If, this is a really quick process and I can use this for some top dressing fertilizer in my garden, especially my vegetable garden, that might be pretty cool. So I'm going to open this up. I want to show you guys what this looks like. And then I actually have some kitchen scraps here I'm going to throw in here, and we will see how this works. Oh my gosh, it's really heavy too. Okay. So this supposedly is what it looks like. It's called an electric kitchen composter. And I first am going to open this up and see if there is a manual, because I want to read about it before I actually put the food in there. Okay, I'm also just noticing on the side of the box, it says, the Nano turns organic waste into nourishing compost in 1.5 hours. This is how home composting works. And then it shows a picture of your food before, and then it looks just like compost afterwards. That just seems really crazy to me, but if this works, that could be really cool. Okay, so looks like kitchen waste recycler user guide. So I will take a look at this, but let's open it and see what it looks like first. All right, that's the plug-in. It's like a charcoal gray with a copper ring at the top. It's not copper, but it's copper colored. That's really nice looking. So you could totally put this on your counter and it would look really nice. I am going to find in here where it says how to use it, and then we'll go ahead and put some food into it. Okay, so I've shifted a little bit so I am close to a plug-in. This seems really easy. I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. Okay, so that's plugged in. It just did a little song, and then I'm going to push this front button to open it. Basically, it says you lift the little basket out. Take this cardboard out. So basically, I'm putting the food in the bucket, and then I'm putting the bucket back in here, looks like with these bolts to the back. And then it says you collapse the handle to the back, and then you close it and push start. So let me move this off to the side just a little bit. All right, so it does say to strain any moisture off your food before you're putting it in here. So today I have some spring onions that are sprouting that I didn't get planted that we're gonna go in the compost. This is from our compost, our countertop compost little bin that we already have. I have a banana and some eggshells. Those are gonna go in there. I'm just gonna put the whole banana in there that's way overripe. It didn't say I had to break anything down, so we'll try it. And then this, I think, is a whole bunch of lettuce. Oh yeah, so here's another kitchen compost bag. I mean, I really like using these, but they start to break down really fast and get kind of gross if you don't, you know, take them out right away. So that's what this one did. So this is, I'm gonna have to wash my hands after this. This is eggshells, onions, carrots, another really overly ripe banana. Ugh. Oh, the smell. Actually, this might max out my bin. I am gonna have enough for 2 runs of this already. Okay, let me go wash my hands and then we're gonna put this in here. All right, I'm gonna put the lid back on here. That will be round 2. So all of this grossness, put this in here. Then it says shut the lid. Okay, handles down, shut the lid. It's down and I heard the little sing. And then it says, I think I just pushed the power button. There's 2 buttons on the top. I think one is a self-clean and I think one is the run the machine. Okay, close the upper lid and touch the power button. Oh. So this, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, there's a blue light coming from there. That means it's running. So basically this takes 1.5 hours. After the process is completed, the machine will automatically stop. The fan will keep running, it'll cool down, and then once I can feel that the machine is cool, I can take it out and look at it. So I'm gonna let this run for 1.5 hours. And then we will check on what this looks like when it is done. In the meantime, I want to give you a few updates on some things that I'm growing. Okay, so while the composter is running, I just wanted to give you guys a few updates on some of the seeds that I have started. First one is my stock. Now, I started these in these little yellow trays. These are the ones so far that I have transplanted, and they are looking fantastic. Now, I think tomorrow I'm gonna go through the rest of the yellow trays one more time because the seeds have continued to germinate, and those that are still growing in the yellow trays, I'm gonna transplant into this tray, and I think I'm just gonna call it good. Because those, as you saw in the last 2 videos ago, I unboxed those 2 plug trays of stock, and that is gonna be a lot. So with those and these, I'm gonna have a good batch of stock to try for my first year of growing it. I also wanna show you my Fama White pincushion flowers. So this is something new that I started this year, and I just started a 24 cell tray. You can see there are 4 cells that are empty. This one is just starting. The rest of the cells either have 1 or 2 plants, and so I'm really happy with this. I will be planting this in my cottage garden area of my garden, and this should be a perennial in my area, which is extra exciting because then I can just, you know, I'll have it next year. If I want to start some more, I can just keep adding on the collection because I think that this is going to be a variety that I really like. All right, so I also have a Bells of Ireland update for you guys. I still have the seeds germinating or trying to germinate in that wet paper towel, but I have transplanted a few. And there isn't much to see in this tray. Last week I transplanted, I think, just 3. And I have 3 little plants. 2 of them are about 1 inch tall. And then earlier this morning, I actually went through and planted maybe like 15 more that were starting to germinate. So hopefully the rest of those seeds get going because, you know, 20 have started to germinate so far. All the rest just act like they're not doing anything. They haven't dried out at all. So I don't know if they're just slow. I don't know what the typical germination time is for them. I've never done this before. So we'll see how it goes this year. If this is kind of how it goes and it is this time consuming for me, next year I may just order a plug tray of them, but it's a fun experiment for this year. All right, so the last thing I specifically wanted to show you on this shelf today is my Mahogany Splendor Hibiscus. So I started 9 of these, and there are 9 of the cutest little plants in here. They look absolutely perfect. This is a container I got from the grocery store with mushrooms in them, and it works as just the perfect little bin. Once these get a little bigger, I'm going to be transplanting these out into their own 4-inch pots, because if you've grown Mahogany Splendor Hibiscus before, you know that these plants absolutely get monstrous. I'm hoping to plant these 9 plants kind of in a row at the edge of my property to this year create a natural fence line. If they get as big as they're supposed to, I don't see why that couldn't happen, and they will be in full sun. So this is really exciting. These are the cutest little plants. Okay, so the last thing I want to give you guys an update on today are my ranunculus and anemones. They are looking absolutely fantastic. So let me take you into that grow shelf. All right, you guys, here is the shelf with my ranunculus and anemones. I have a few trays on the floor that are a little slower going because I still have some seeds on heat mats in here, but check these out. There's 2 trays. If we move down, there's another tray looking amazing. Here's another tray looking amazing. And this bottom shelf, look at that. So these 2 trays on the left are ranunculus. This one is ranunculus and anemone. Look at how tall those are. That is just absolutely insane. All of these are going in the hoop house. So as soon as the frost is out of the ground, we're gonna start putting those stakes in and hopefully get all of this planted. Okay, so that's gonna do it for a few updates on the seed starting for today. This video will continue when my composter is finished. I can't wait to see what is inside of there. Okay, so it's been 2 hours. I just turned it off. I'm gonna press this front button. I cannot wait to see what this looks like. I ended up letting this run longer than the 1.5-hour time limit because when I went back and read the directions, I realized in that bucket, you're only supposed to fill it with food up to a certain line, and I filled it all the way to the top. So I let it run a little bit longer, but let's check it out. Ooh, lots of steam coming out of there. Oh my gosh. This might be too hot for me to lift out. Yeah, it's a little bit warm. It totally looks like compost in here. I'm gonna grab the camera in a second and I'll show you what it looks like. It looks like compost with eggshells. So let me grab the camera and show you what this looks like. Okay, so I have the exposure on my camera bumped way up so you guys can see inside of there, but check that out. It looks like dirt and eggshells. So interesting. I think I'm gonna have to let this cool down, and then I will probably take the bucket out, clean it out into a container, and wait till the frost is out of the ground. Okay, so that is pretty crazy. It literally looks like compost, of course, with eggshells, which I always feel like in my compost pile, I can see the eggshells as kind of one of the last things that break down anyway. So this is really interesting. Like I said, I'm gonna wait till this cools off, and I think what I'm gonna do is get a container to start spooning this into. I'm gonna run this whole next batch probably tomorrow, and then I will just start saving this, and once the frost is out of the ground and I am starting to amend my soil and plant things in the garden, I will either mix this in or kind of top dress around the plants with it as a fertilizer. So this is super interesting. I wasn't sure how this was gonna work, but I'm actually really impressed, and I'm really glad that I got to try this. This will be really handy because this is a really fast way to get rid of that kitchen waste. So anyway, I will link all of the information down below in the description to this composter. Again, you will be seeing the video, I think the day before this product actually hits the market. So make sure to check it out. I think it's really cool. It's a good looking product. It obviously works. I'm excited to be able to use it. So anyway, and I also hope you enjoyed my seed update. I have a lot more seeds that I'm going to be starting March 25th. I have a whole list, so I will make sure to bring you guys along when I get those started as well. And we're supposed to be getting another snowstorm this week. I'm so sick of snow. But after that, the forecast so far looks clear. We have a 50-degree day in the forecast. Hopefully the frost can get out of the ground by the end of the month. We can quickly get that hoop house up, and those ranunculus that I showed you can get in there for planting. So anyway, I'm gonna quit rambling. Stay tuned for a lot more this spring. We'll see you soon.